Okay, so what we're going to do is finalize alphabet photography. We're going to make this piece right here, and I will show you how to finalize it for the web and device as well as step 4. So this is kind of 3 and 4 combined. What you're going to have to do is just imagine that I've done all these letters like you guys would have, and you should be left with this space open. So I'm going to show you a really good tip here. If you have your Move tool selected, what you're going to do is just click that, and there's this button called Auto Select. What that does is it'll select, like most of you probably didn't rename your layers like I asked you to, but whenever you click on something, it's going to go to the letter that is underneath your cursor. So, for example, if I want to move this Y or grab the Y, I'm just going to click on this, and then it's going to select the Y here. So that is awesome to have on. Make sure you just turn on auto select. That'll help you out. So I know I've already done this one. So what I'll do again is I'll show you the steps to figure out how to fill this hole. Okay, so what is the width of every one of these? What's the width? 2 inches. What's the height? 3. So if you add 2, that's 4, but the height remains at 3, right? We're not doubling the height. Okay, so we're gonna go to File, New. A name is not important. Make sure it's in inches. Okay, so I'm gonna go 4 for the width. The height is 3. The resolution has to match at 72. So I'll just hit OK. Then we'll get this. I always pull this off so that I can see what I'm doing. It's a little bit easier for me. Okay, so then the first thing I do is start with kind of a background color. I just don't want it to be white. I don't care if you just grab the paint bucket tool and color it one color, or if you want to get a little bit fancier, you can grab the gradient tool and do something like that. Okay, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. What I want to do now is make my word, right? So you're going to grab any combination of these letters. What I would suggest is to choose your first or last name. So I'm just going to make up a random name by the letters I have actually available. So I'm going to start with this Y. I'm going to just drag it over here. And if you've done it correctly, it should take up literally half the page. But obviously we're not going to spell a 2-letter word. So I'll hit Shift, and you can rearrange it. I'm going to just move it like that. I'm happy with that. Okay, awesome. Then just hit Enter. Okay, then let's grab my O. Okay, so pretend I'm actually spelling my name. Again, it's too big, so Command T or Control on the PC. I'm hitting Shift so it doesn't skew it. You can rearrange this any way you want. Let's say I want this letter behind the Y. All I need to do is grab my Y layer and put it on top. Okay, there you go. So now it's kind of one behind the other. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's just say I have this P here, if it's even, yeah, I did it. Okay. Okay, it should be half, so Command Shift, Command T, resize it. Make it whatever you want. Awesome. Hit Enter. Let's say I want that one underneath that last letter. Move it like that. And let's throw this Y back in here for good measure. So I'll pretend I just spelled my name there. Obviously I don't have the letters because I didn't finish the assignment like you guys would have. Okay, awesome. I'm happy with that right there. If you want to get even crazier, you can add some filters or some other things you want to do. Whatever you want is fine. I might just leave it like this. But the next really important step is that you have to merge all of these. Okay. So if you click on the top and hit Command E, it's going to merge. Remember, that's a shortcut for merging down. So I hit Command E or Control E on a PC. Okay. So now it's just one image, one layer, one image. So I can drag it back right here and just move it into place. Okay. So that's all you do. Perfect. Okay, so let's just imagine that everything in alphabet photography on this page is filled out. Okay, so what you want to check, some people, remember how I said there's only one way to do this correctly, and that was to resize and then drag in. For example, some people I saw kind of got lazy, just brought the pictures in and then resized them. They just kind of, oh, it lines up here, and then they thought that was awesome and hit Enter. But you're going to find out pretty quickly that when you move all these grid lines out, you're going to have a bunch of white gaps. There's going to be gaps in between your letters if you did not do it the way I had asked. I had that happen in other classes, and a student spent a couple hours just trying to redo their letters. So that would be really tough. Again, if you want to get rid of those lines, all you do is grab your move tool and click on them and just kind of move them off the page. You can also drag them right up back to the bar and they'll disappear altogether. Okay, so again, we're pretending I have this totally completed, and let's say I'm ready to save this for the website. So all I do is go File, Save for Web and Device, just like everything else. Change it from a JPEG or from a GIF to a JPEG if it isn't already. Grab the quality, and you want to make this number somewhere around 100. That just makes it big enough so I can see the detail online, but not so big that it bogs down the internet. Okay, so I'll just hit Save. Alphabet photography, sure, perfect. Desktop, awesome. Okay, so the next step, this is step number 4. What I would like you to do first off is go File, Save As. And I want you to save it as a different version. So it's important to keep this PSD, but what I'm going to do is just put version 2 and hit OK. So now we've saved our original file, and now this is a whole new file altogether, although it's the same thing. Okay, the reason why we create multiple PSDs is so that if we ever make a mistake, we can go back very easily and fix it. Okay, so on this step 4, what we're going to do is merge all of the layers. So again, all I'm going to do is use my shortcut of Command E or Control E on a PC, click on the top layer, and just hit that a whole bunch of times. Oh, it's not working now. Yeah, you can do that. Just click on the top one. You can hit Shift on the bottom one. That selects them all, and then just right click. My right click isn't working on this mouse, but I'll try it. Right click, merge layers. Okay, there's several ways to do it, but what you need to end up with is only one layer. Okay, so you should have only one layer. Again, this layer is the background layer and it's locked. To work on it now, I have to unlock it by double clicking it and hitting OK. Okay, so now I have a layer to work with. So now this is one image. I can turn this on and off. Again, yours will be completed. Mine isn't, for just instructional purposes. But now what we do is the Gritty HDR assignment to this image. So you'll open up Gritty HDR. There's video on the blog. There's the instructions on the blog. Here is, I'll put this on your desktop as well. Go through all of these steps. Of course, you don't need to resize the image because it's already the appropriate size. But what you'll do is you'll find out that this tutorial on this image makes it pop out, and it makes it a lot easier to read, and it just looks so much better. So that's what you're going to want to do. And when you're done that, same thing. Just go File, Save for Web and Device, and make sure it's around 100 kilobytes right here, and put it up on the blog. So basically you're going to have 2 different versions of this on your blog. You're going to have just a normal version that's completed, and then you're going to have a Gritty HDR version. And you're going to notice how much better the Gritty HDR one looks. It's going to make all your letters pop, and it's going to be great. So that is step 3 and 4 of alphabet photography.